Hello, and welcome to Dedicated Devoted. I'm your host, Jared Columbell.
And I'm your co-host, Cora Columbell.
Today's episode is Between Moves and Movements, the year that changed us. You excited, Cora?
Yeah.
You know what? I am super excited because we are back.
Yeah.
We're back.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
And once again, we lied just a little bit.
About what?
Oh, on the outro, we say, we post an episode every week. Join us.
Wait, I say that?
We both say it.
I'm pretty sure you say it.
We collectively say it. But this year was a year that I feel really was about moves and movements, and one that really changed us.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Defining times, I guess you could say, right?
Yeah.
So the last time we posted, do you recall when that was?
Oh, man, if I really had to think back.
Anchor it in a holiday.
Halloween?
It was before.
Oh, wow. Then what was before Halloween?
Wait, was it?
What's before Halloween then? What holiday?
I don't know.
You said it was on a holiday, didn't you?
All I know is Christmas, Easter, and my birthday. 3 things that you're supposed to care about.
Yeah, I know, but I thought you were talking about a holiday we did it on.
Well, regardless, we're not going to call fault at one another, okay?
Okay.
There's no need to bicker because now we got video.
Yeah.
Finally. So that's one of the big movements that we're making with the podcast, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah.
But truth be told, we did end up pausing there for a second because we made the super huge move. And now we're in the not so decorated new studio. Yes.
Yeah, we're still putting a lot of things together. Still a lot to do. So sound and just kind of figuring out what works.
Absolutely.
And, definitely just the beginning of this.
Absolutely. There's so many great things that are going to be happening. But what we're doing right now is we are on December 31st, 2025. We made it.
Oh,
Woo!
You know, one of those little things.
I have noises for that, but I'm not going down that route.
Okay.
It's just too much work right now. Praise be to God, though, in all seriousness, 2025 was one of those years that I definitely believe changed us.
Oh, yeah.
Changed us for the positive. So I got the big, shiny question for the day. In your opinion, what kind of year was this?
I think it was a year of a lot of emotions, for sure.
Ooh, emotions.
Emotions from, I don't know, am I getting into it now?
Are you getting into what now?
The conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
For me, it was a year of a lot of emotions because, I've lived in the same state my whole entire life. So like having to leave family, having to leave friends, and just moving to another state that I had never really knew much about. And then just being by myself, I guess,
Oh, that's a hard one. Yep.
Yeah, because kids are in school, you're at work, new job, and so a lot of expectations from you. Same with the kids because, going to a new school, you never know what to expect. So I know for them, it was kind of, a lot of things, unknowns for them. And so for me, it was definitely a year of a lot of emotions. So
A lot of emotions.
yeah.
I want to hone in on something. You said expectations. So how did the expectations differ from what you think that they were supposed to be?
I think that like the expectations, I guess just moving to a new state, I knew that I felt like there'd be higher expectations and not just with your employer and the job and all that, but actually from ourselves, because I think that's where you and I are both very similar, where we don't like to disappoint people and we want to do like a really good job. And so I think we both, I guess this is just what I think, is that we both kind of, I guess for me, it's like I felt like you had a lot to do and I didn't want you to let anyone down in your job. So if it meant you being away more, you working longer hours, I was well aware of that. I would be by myself more or with the kids more. I guess it didn't feel like you were doing anything on purpose because I knew that you also were coming into a new role where they had really heard great things that you have done in the past with your company. And so I just didn't want you to disappoint anybody, because I know that you wouldn't have been proud of yourself to disappoint anybody. And again, like I said, I don't like disappointing people.
Well, let's talk about that one for just a moment. So the first thing I wanted to address is my expectations definitely changed. And in particular with the marriage, I feel like my expectations of you changed. I got to a certain point where I said, hey, I just want you to have fun.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you get the kids off and you're able to putt around town and do some stuff, cool. Like the goal is acclimate.
Yeah.
And that's what my expectations really were, right? Next year, you got to go make some money. You got to get busy. You got to do stuff. Like, bring some cheddar home.
No.
In all seriousness, though, that was my expectations. And then the expectations with work, there was a lot on my shoulders. And truth be told, I got into, I guess, a work scenario that I didn't think was going to be that tough. And it turned out to be a glorious dumpster fire.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what we do when God gives us lemons, right? You just cry in a corner. So
I was going to say put salt on them and eat them, because that's what I like to do.
Well, the old adage or saying is you make lemonade, right? And it's like, no, what you do with those lemons is you cut them up and you rub them into your wounds, right?
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be a man, Jared. In all seriousness, though, I had a lot of things that I had to confront. I had a lot of growth that I had to go through. And I love that kind of stuff anyhow. I love me a good challenge. And so it wasn't bad in that respect. But here's something that I learned, because we're talking expectations. I learned that I have to lower my expectations, and that I don't always have to be 100% go. I don't have to be hitting out of the park all the time. It is totally okay to move the ball forward 1 inch at a time.
Well, you're only one person. I think that's the other thing that you realize this year, is that your last and work environment was a little bit different as far as a team goes. This one, it's a little bit different. And, I'm not going to go too much into that, because that's another episode. But anyways.
Yes. No, for sure. But the work stuff, I would say there was a heavy reliance in my life on God. This year, that's how this situation has changed me. I got to tell you, I am just relying on the Lord more than ever. I just can't do it without him. Our church, right? We found a church, and we finally got through our new believers class. So now we can apply.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But in all seriousness, it's a great church. And they have this rigorous new believers class, and we got through it. It's 16 super great weeks of learning. And the way that this year changed me is my reliance on the Lord. I got to say that, and my family, you in particular. We're just, it's just me, you, and the kids out here. So we're having to rely on each other. So that's a big theme in our lives, right?
Definitely. That's basically been it.
Well, there's another person that I think you've heavily relied on, and I can't remember his name, but you've spent a lot of time there, and I think it's been very helpful because a lot of problems have been solved. I can't remember the guy's name, but he's from the local Kia dealership where your car keeps going into. Right? Kendall. Okay. Thank you, Kendall.
Yes. I forgot about Kendall. I actually got to go see him soon. I got to make an appointment.
Yeah, there's another thing broken on the Kia. So a year that changed us was a brand new transmission in a 2-year-old SUV.
Yeah, but it was fully covered.
So fully covered. We're good. Thank you, Kendall. Right.
And that's the one thing. Like I'm going to go off topic a little bit here since you brought him up.
There's no going off topic.
Okay, good. People down here, or I should say up here, I don't know, have been really, really nice.
So nice.
Yeah, definitely nice. And so with meeting Kendall again, knowing that I was new here and having to visit him as much as I have had to visit him, would ask me every time. It's like he knew me after like the second visit. So he'd be like, Cora, like, have you tried this restaurant? Have you tried that? Basically, we talk about food all the time, So, so it's kind of cool because, again, like I said, who else would I talk with locally that would ask me about what I've done lately, where I've tried, and you should try this place, and you should try that
Uber
place.
driver, Kendall.
Well, that was the first time I've ever really had to take that too, because I think one time in New Mexico, I took an Uber with a friend, but that was just one time, and I didn't even pay for it. She's the one who covered that, but that's been a new experience for me, is going with Uber drivers for car repairs.
Can I inject myself here into this conversation? We got to inform. I think it's very important. We have to inform our listeners about these facts. So Cora and I grew up on murder mysteries and things like Rescue 911.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're highly distrusting of a ride from anyone, including taxis.
Yeah, and I still wouldn't do it.
Yeah, we don't want to get murdered, right?
No. It's like you said, I've never paid for one myself. And so the only time that you've ever paid for one was an emergency. And that's it. Sorry. Yeah.
That's a defining time of our life too, right?
That's another episode.
That's another episode of Jared taking his first cab ride, actually jogging down the street in order to get a ride and then having to pay for a cab.
Yeah, never.
We will put a ... in that subject, but it is 100% something that we can talk about, right?
Well,
health challenges have arisen.
Yeah, and we grew up in the time, not just those things, but where you just didn't take right from strangers. Like it didn't matter who it was. Like that was always the thing is don't get in a car with anybody. You just don't do it. So
yeah. We were raised where the old adage was don't take candy from a stranger. If somebody opens a van door and they're offering candy, don't do it. But I got to tell you, that never happened.
Yeah, no one ever
Now we're just deathly afraid of taking Ubers.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Which to me is still fine.
Yeah, we're semi-defunct. It's okay.
I remember when we lived in New Mexico, I would go take my car somewhere, and instead of taking an Uber or whatever they would offer me, I would just call my parents and tell them like, hey, I'm going to go walk here, and my dad was like, no, we're coming to get you, because my dad didn't trust anybody as I was walking, and I was like, no, I'll just walk to the gym. My dad's like, we're coming. And then they'd pick me up and we go eat breakfast and all that. So those were my Uber drivers, my mom and my dad.
I know.
That was it. So never.
It's so hard not having friends here.
Yeah, well.
Nobody to call and be like, hey, can you come Uber me?
But that's another thing that's going to change this year too. So
friends?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wait, are applications open?
I think they are.
Oof.
So I know
they're still closed for me.
So I told Jared that as far as making friends goes, I was gonna kind of wait a little bit. I guess I go through like ups and downs with that, where I'm like,
we call it your application process.
Yeah,
we know
exactly. I wouldn't say I'm picky, but I also know like the type of people that I like, and some of them check that box, and some people just
you're not picky at all. The process for you having friends is like it is for most people, where it's draining.
Yeah, I guess it can be. I guess I would say I am picky. I can talk to anybody, and people talk to me all the time. But as far as like kind of who I actually really enjoy talking to, it's a little bit different. I only have a few friends that I actually call, and we talk to each other weekly. But
yeah, for me, I'm not that picky. I just want the person to like exactly what I want and what I like, and then we have similar tastes.
Yeah.
Right.
See, I guess that's where I'm probably not picky, is that I tend to have too many hobbies that I'll have some kind of interest with somebody, no matter who you are, guy, girl. Like we can find something that we're both interested in.
It's been a very long time since I found somebody like that, at least for me. Mm-hmm. I got to say that I really do miss the spitting renegade from New Mexico, right? John was a great guy to me at a great time, and it was unfortunate that period of time lasted just a really, really short period of time, right? But it's been great because I think God's going to put new people in our path.
Yeah,
we're gonna learn. So speaking of new people and new paths, what areas have you come to really enjoy now that we've been in the Sioux Falls, South Dakota area for, wait for it, 10 months?
Wow.
I know. And just so our listeners are aware of our journey here, one of my coworkers called it this way today. He said that we had a 2-month sabbatical, so technically we've been here a year.
Wow.
Right? But we started January 1, 2025 in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the year was here,
South
Dakota.
That was a super intentional step too for our listeners. What I wanted to do is I wanted to put my feet on the ground in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, because I knew if this was going to be a place that God was going to take me to, I wanted to be able to say, I was here on the 1st and I'm here on the 1st.
Yeah.
We only have a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
We ought to celebrate.
I don't know. Are you going to stay up that late?
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm going to actually.
I was going to say, I don't know if you are, but.
I might get wild and have some melatonin and go to bed early.
You probably will. So
I can't take melatonin. It just wrecks me.
okay. Well, you're not
I
as
can't
young.
even do
You're not as young as you used to be. So.
Now I'll just go to bed like a normal old man.
Yeah. So some of the areas, that was your question, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Some of the areas, sure.
Oh gosh. So one of my favorite ones has been, and I did like this in New Mexico too when we lived in town, but obviously we haven't lived in town for 6+ years when we lived there. Is the trail. So there's a long, huge trail, and the trail could take you all the way to downtown, all the way to the falls and beyond, right? The trail is, I don't know if it's long, 26 miles.
It's like 2,600 miles.
It's not quite that long, but anyways.
It's not that long, but it's great.
It's really long. It's probably longer than that too. But so there's a lot of bicyclists, there's a lot of runners, there's a lot of my encouragement are seeing a lot of the seniors. So as it starts to warm up, you'll just see every age group out there, kids, families, women who've just had babies and they're out there exercising, which
is basically every woman out here.
Oh yeah, no, the
South
women,
Dakota is a family-oriented, baby-making a state.
Yes,
it really is.
Yes, I have not seen this many pregnant women or people with young ones. Like it makes me feel like one of the old moms because our youngest is 9, but out here it's like some people their oldest is not even 7. They're like 5. We met
lots
a few
of family
neighbors
people up here.
Yeah, and a lot of young kids out here. So it's kind of nice. I'm happy to be done with that right now. But I think that's one of my favorite areas, mainly because I could walk to downtown. I shouldn't say right here I walk to downtown, but I park at one of the parks, and that's the cool thing about this trail is there's a lot of parking places, so you can park close to the city, a little further. Like basically, all the parks kind of line up with the trail. A lot of parks, not all the parks. I'm sorry, a lot of parks line up with the trail, and you can park anywhere, and then you just take it.
Oh yeah, it's so great.
So sometimes I'll do that. I'll park somewhere. I want to try a new restaurant, try a new coffee place. And again, it's just me. So I'll park somewhere and then I'll walk downtown and then I go try a coffee place or go try a lunch place. And then I go walk back to my car.
So next year when it warms up, you and I are going to go do some jogging.
Yeah, I got to get my knee better. So again, this is old people stuff.
I know.
Still working on my knee. So that's
do you want to tell our listeners why your knee hurts?
No, that's another episode.
I think it's a great story.
We can't waste all our episodes on why my knee hurts.
Yeah.
There's an exact
reason. Okay, here we go. So
there's not an exact reason. Okay.
Let me share here. Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So this might offend Cora, but I'm going to share it.
No, it's not going to offend me.
So I have been
under the table.
So here in about 13 days, I will be hitting the big 41.
Oh, man.
I have been 40 for almost an entire year. And Cora just celebrated the big 40. And that was not very long ago. So she is the newest introductory member to the Big 40 Club. And yesterday, we were talking about something, and we had to go upstairs. I can't remember what it was to figure it out. And so Cora tried running and beating me upstairs, and she went up about 3 stairs and went, "Oh no, my knee." And you paused.
And I still won.
And then you started laughing, and I was laughing at you about being 40. And by the way, I don't think 40 is that magical number. It's all a farce, right? Mm-hmm. But I thought it was really funny because then you cried a little, but I think you're crying because you wanted some sympathy so that you could not cry anymore. I think you were pretending so that you could race me up the set of stairs.
No, I still didn't end up racing. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get up after that.
Oh, brother.
Anyways, I hurt a whole another part of my knee. So I've been doing physical therapy and some stuff for it, but it was a different area that hurt this time. And yeah.
2025.
Yeah, so the jogging is a maybe then. Let's not go into that, but I'll walk for now because I've been enjoying walking.
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't been enjoying the gym as much.
Well...
You used to love deadlifting. I told you terrible for your knees.
Yeah, well, you told me not to do that, so I've been trying.
For years, I've been saying don't do that. It's bad for your joints.
I really like it.
Well, I think what we're realizing is those new seasons.
That doesn't hurt my knee, but a lot of what I have to do is start taking care of the things that I need to take care of. And as far as my knee goes, it's it can be fixed with stretching and exercise. So that's the good part because originally we thought maybe I had a torn meniscus. So thankfully it's not that, but a lot of it is just an imbalance. And a lot of that happened when I had kids. So
Yeah.
I'm still dealing with that. So I've had some issues with my back in the past. And again, that's another episode.
It's tough. I had a joke from one of our pastors in my brain. I should just not share it. I'm going to keep moving on.
Okay.
Just about getting old. Oh, it's such a good one. But anyhow, yeah, it's been a challenge this year. Health. We're talking about health.
Yeah.
And I don't want to neglect this topic because I think it's so important that we talk about the bodies that God has given us and how we're supposed to treat them as a temple. And I got to say, for being a 40-year-old, I don't think it's clicked in my brain until this year that the body I have, it really, really needs to be emphasized and that I need to be treating it really, really well.
Yes.
And so I'm doing a lot of things now, like I take pills. They're really vitamins. Cora
they're
says,
vitamins. He calls them pills. And I'm like, they're not pills. They're
They're pills.
vitamins.
I call them my
vitamins.
medication, and she says I can't call them my medication. They're vitamins.
It's fish oil.
And amongst, I got like 15 other ones that I'm taking.
Yeah, but I mean, that's. I'm just letting the audience know, like.
All right. Well, at least I'm taking
you want
medication.
me to name them all? I can't even pronounce some of those.
No, they're great for me, and so I'm really proud of that.
Yeah.
The other thing that I've been doing is I'm getting my grill fixed, and that's exciting.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to have a brand new set of teeth in like a year or two, and I'm like, yeah. So I'm mentioning that because these are actually things that are important and on the top of my mind. I've been thinking for years. Nah, you don't need to take care of that. Don't worry about it. Yeah. But the more that I age, I realize I only got one body, and I need to treat it really well. And so for too many years, I've gone cheap on things.
Yeah.
So can I switch gears a little bit? I want to talk about this year and new hobbies that we've picked up. Okay. You got any new hobbies, Cora?
I wouldn't say new.
Do you have any hobbies that have been reinvigorated?
Yeah.
Re-energized?
Yeah. I think that also comes with making different choices and being here and being alone. And yes, I've definitely have been a little bit more inspired. I think moving and being at different places hasn't inspired me to kind of get things out. But now that we kind of have settled in, definitely more inspired because I have my own place. Even though I take up the whole house with my hobbies, I at least have a room to store everything.
Yeah.
And it's one of the bigger rooms out of all of them.
Yeah, you totally don't use it.
I appreciate. Hey, it's cold in there. Okay, he got me a heater in there too. But I like being around everybody though.
I know. You're okay.
So, I sit on the couch or by the fireplace or on the island.
Cora's hobbies are our hobbies.
Exactly. So that I definitely enjoy. So I wouldn't say I got any new hobbies yet that I could think of. I mean, there are some things I've tried this year that I had never really tried before, and that's pottery. That was a lot of fun. There's a local lady here who teaches classes, and so that was a really fun thing to do. Again, I wouldn't say that there's any more hobbies. Before you talk about hobbies, because you skipped this part with health, you talked about your health, but not my health, besides my leg, because I have more with the health thing that I can kind of talk about.
Oh, if you're willing to share, I didn't want to divulge.
No, because I was thinking you were talking about the gym, and
Absolutely.
I haven't seemed to like it as much. So my personal issue with the gym is that I don't know anybody. And even our gym in New Mexico, when I first started going to it, I felt very uncomfortable. I didn't know anyone. And we had just moved to that town as well. So we knew nobody, So when I first started going there by myself, I don't know, probably seemed quiet or stuck up or just didn't want to talk to people. But as soon as I started meeting people, I mean, like I would talk to everybody, where that was kind of the theme there, that I think anybody could also talk to me and know that I would talk to them. There was some people that nobody would want to talk to, but they would come up and talk to me because they know that I would at least talk to them. Even if I was busy doing exercises, I kind of figured, somebody needs.
You have that face. That's why I originally approached you, because I went, that woman's pretty and she looks like she'll talk to me.
Yeah, right. I think a lot of people assume that I will talk to them because
you do. You have that face that just says, I am busy, but you need to come and talk to me.
Yeah. So I do. I think that's been the big difference of going to the gym, where the gym I went to before, I knew everyone. At this gym, I don't know anyone. Like,
Yeah.
and I say this gym, I've gone to 3 gyms already so far. I've tried 3 of them out. And one of them I like because of the amenities there. They have some really cool stuff. And so I like that one. The other one, too many young kids. I don't like it. And it's really small. And
Those young kids always ruin it.
Well,
With their
teenagers.
cologne.
No, they don't even smell good. They just
Taking up. That's what I'm saying.
You said cologne.
Yeah, it's not good cologne.
No, there's no smells at all. It's just more of just they'll just sit.
All the kids at my gym, they wear cologne. It's not the good stuff.
Oh,
I smell it and I'm like, I got to give these guys some tips.
No, I don't smell anything like that. But and then the other one is one that I just started going to more recently. That one is I feel like it has more of an older person vibe, but I personally like that. And so I do like the gym. I've only really spoken to one person there. And after I did, I sat on my machine and I was like, why did I say that? Like, I felt so stupid. It was an old man that I was helping with an exercise because he couldn't figure out this machine. But then I said something that I was just like, that's so dumb. So that's the issue with me. And I have no problem talking with people and talking to strangers. I can do that with anybody. But if I say something that I believe is stupid, I will just stay quiet because I'm just like, I just always have that like remorse of like, dang it, I shouldn't have said that. And that happens a lot, especially with new people where I'm like, was it too much? You know, did I say too much? Did I just come
don't
off?
overthink it.
Yeah.
Friendships are best when they're messy.
Yeah.
Everybody likes a messy friend. You know what I'll do for you right now? I'm sure that we have a listener or somebody who's going to view our YouTube channel, Dedicated Devoted. Little plug right there, DedicatedDevoted.com. You can go to our website. Mm-hmm. We're getting the YouTube podcast up, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to put out this application right now. Cora seeking applications for friendship. Mm-hmm. Must be willing to hang out, be non-judgmental, love beating, hopefully be deaf and able to sign. Yeah, I'm going to get the whole thing for you.
Oh my gosh.
She also wants to learn Spanish, so hopefully you're bilingual. That'll be really great.
Yeah.
What else do you want? We're going to get you a best friend. Come on.
No, but I don't want to try that hard.
I'm not trying hard. This is easy.
No. I
Okay.
just like, I don't know. I just like genuine people.
Okay.
So if you're, I don't know, just genuine.
Okay. I'm going to go for it then for me. For any of our listeners, if you are in Sioux Falls, I have open applications for friends, and I'm looking for guys who like theology, who love Christ, who like a bit of little confrontational type stuff when it comes to sharing truth, and they like to lift massive weights.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah.
Either or. So
yeah.
Don't worry, hon. We're going to find us some friends.
Yeah. I think that's the thing though, when I think about most of my friends though, that I know, there's a lot that we actually don't have in common. I was just thinking about that the other day because some of my very closest friends, you know that one of the things I love the most is music. But I also have certain music that I love to listen to. And when I listen to that, it just absolutely puts me on a different level. Like it's one thing that just can make me feel one way or another, certain songs and certain things that I like to listen to. But throughout all my friendships, none of my friends have had that in common with me. Oh. Like none of my close friends, I should say. I haven't gone into all my friends and gone to all of them and asked them, like, what do you like? But my close friends, like, we don't listen to the same stuff at all. So that's all me. So that's one thing so far. Is one of the things that I love the most is music. But again, I haven't really met anybody on my level with music. Now, another thing is craft stuff too. You're talking about, I wouldn't even call it like crafty. It's more of just like, some of it I do see as like art. Some of it is just hobbies. Some of it is just craft, I also don't have a lot of friends that are on the same level as me too. And not level as in like I'm great or anything like that, because I definitely don't think that. But a lot of my friends have like one good thing. They're good at one thing, or and that's my thing is I don't think I'm good at anything, but I love to do like a lot of different things. And so I just don't feel like I've met a lot of crafty people or things that, again, close friends. I have a few that maybe do a little bit, but a lot of them are not really into making stuff. And I love making stuff. But again, I don't need friends to be exactly like me. Because again, my closest friends were quite opposite. There are a few things. There's just like one common thing that keeps us good friends.
Yeah.
One common thing
It's
with
hard
all
to
my
get
friends. Yeah, and
people who are
everything
identical to you.
And everything else is completely not. And I've met people that I've thought that, oh my gosh, like me and this person would be really good friends because of their hobbies and because of that. But it just seems like it's more of like a time schedule thing, or like they're busy, or, you know, I just feel like I have a lot more time as far as my availability, and a lot of people don't. So
there's seasons for it too, right?
Yeah. No,
we're just not in that season. I mean, we're really talking about moves and movements, right? And it's not that that's not the season.
Yeah.
Like my best friend, you know my best friend, right?
Which one? You don't have to say names, but is it New Mexico? Well, they're all in New Mexico, but
no, not in New Mexico. My best friend lives in Florida.
Florida now. Okay, that's why I had to ask, because I'm like, which?
That's
one?
Frank.
Okay, yes, Frank.
And he's gonna claim we're not best friends. He's lying. He'll try to fight that tooth and nail.
Well, there's an age gap, so
which is great, right? Like you're talking about it. Him and I are like fire and ice.
Yeah, you guys are total opposite.
Total opposite.
Total opposite. Frank is just
it absolutely works though, right? And
Yeah.
and so friendships don't always have to be. You don't always have to have these extreme commonalities, right?
It just has to be one thing. And I think for you and Frank, it's God.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely the one thing that you both have in common.
The Lord, right?
And I guess for some of my friends, we have God in common, but
well, that's actually the greatest commonality. We got to pause there and say that right there will hold a friendship together.
Yeah.
You can have nothing in common, and you got Jesus, you got everything.
Yeah, and then some of mine, not so much, but you know.
Yes. And you can still have those friendships, right?
Yeah, totally. And they're good friendships too. Like we both, there's friends that we have really good friendships with that we're not on the same, we don't have the same beliefs. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So it's not that they don't believe in God, but their belief system is different than mine is. And again, we don't fight over it. We get along with it, and you know, we do pray for each other too. So that's one thing I do appreciate.
Yeah.
So
that's great. I'm going to go out on a limb here, though, and just say that my God actually answers prayers.
Well,
because he's alive.
Yeah, but we're talking.
You get it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know it's part of a song.
Yes, but it's the truth. It's the truth, right? Yeah. Praying to the right God is very important, and I have the right God.
Yeah.
Right? Jesus is the right God.
Yeah.
Can I get an amen to that?
Amen.
Amen, sister. I love it. Wait, hold on.
Oh, am I?
What about my hobbies?
Go ahead. What are Jared? Do you have any new hobby? Have you cultivated any new hobbies? Did I say that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm learning from him. So
no, you're learning from yourself.
I'm learning from you. I didn't
tell you cultivate. You said cultivate.
I never knew that word before you.
Fantastic. Good. You're cultivating a sense of cultivating.
Yeah,
that's great. Good job.
Thank you.
I don't know if I have any. Of course, I got some new hobbies.
Yeah.
Perfumery.
Oh, gosh.
I have gone down the rabbit hole of perfumery, and I am losing my mind. I'm looking for new smells all the time now, because if I put my nose on any of the common smells, the designer smells, I do not get excited about them.
Yeah.
So something has happened. For the listeners, I have a Polynesian nose, right? Since I've been a child, my father has taught me to exercise my nose. I flare my nostrils. It's kind of my thing.
It's a talent. It's one of his.
It's one of my talents. Let me see if I can look over at the camera and do it. Hold on.
No. Oh my gosh.
It's pretty good. So I actually was going to start a YouTube channel called Big No Sense. And
you were or you are?
I might.
He's probably going to do that.
So I realize though, like my entire life, I have been suppressing my senses in terms of my ability, my olfactory capabilities. And now that they have been unleashed, I cannot rein them in. And so I have been going down this deep rabbit hole of olfactory and perfumery and smelling new things. And man, it is just awesome. So I have a pretty nice little collection of parfums. I've come to really enjoy, specifically ones from Parfums de Marly, which some niche heads will say, that's not good stuff. but it is absolutely good stuff. So I'm going to do an episode on this one. So I'm not going to go deep down that rabbit trail, but without going deep down that, I say rabbit trail, it's a rabbit hole. Rabbits can't just go down trails. They got to go down holes too. So the rabbit hole, man, there are so many cool things. Let me put it a different way, okay? God gives us these great abilities to smell, to taste, to see, to feel, to hear. And for some reason, that smelling capability of mine is the thing that I've awakened to the most. And I'm just amazed that God gave me that capability. I actually had the thought the other day of when I first got COVID and I couldn't smell anything. And I was like, oh my gosh, what would it be like to go throughout life without having those abilities, right?
Yeah, and that's life for some people, though.
Yeah.
Like Jared was mentioning sign language. So, you know, one of my best friends in New Mexico was born deaf. So, I mean, not everyone has the same capabilities. So
I agree.
You do have to appreciate the ones that you have. And
grateful.
Not saying that if you have that, it's a bad thing, because my friend loves being deaf.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have it any other way. So I think that that's absolutely amazing.
God gives us the abilities to do amazing things, right?
Yeah.
And we don't always have the same abilities as others, for sure. I get that.
Yeah, and thankfully, like, you know, now she has like a cochlear implant, so she can hear people, but it's amazing. She says anytime she doesn't want to hear people, she just takes it right off in arguments, kids.
Tuning people out via tech.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah, she can do all that. So it's, like I said, it's kind of cool.
I love that.
So.
Yeah, so that's been my big hobby. I've really been enjoying it. So on another episode, I'm going to go deep down that rabbit trail. I'm going to say one more thing about it.
That's going to be all you for sure. So.
Yeah, because we're in a year of moves and movements. One of the greatest things this year for me in particular was having your parents down.
Oh, yeah.
And it was great to have them here. It was great for them to get to experience our new environment. What was even greater, though, is I got to sit around a table with your dad and show him all my parfums.
Oh, my gosh.
Right? And then I got to see what he was wearing, and I was like, no. I'm like, let's throw that in the trash right away. And then I hooked him up, right? He left with, I think, 7 bottles, and I was like, yes, that man is going to be smelling good until he's like 90. So, but that was really exciting. So,
and that's one thing. If any of you guys or anyone listening knows my dad, they know that he's kind of high maintenance when it comes to that stuff. So my dad is not a stinky guy. So let's just say that. He's done construction and all that stuff, but my dad has always smelled really good. He always makes sure he has something on. And if he's going to be out in public, he's dressed pretty nice. So that's where I feel like my parents are different. So, because my mom, if you guys know my mom, she is not high maintenance. She is very low maintenance. Yeah. So we always tease about her, like maybe she'll comb her hair. Maybe. My mom doesn't wear makeup either.
She's beautiful.
Yes, she doesn't need
very,
makeup.
Very beautiful woman.
She doesn't need makeup, but that's kind of how she's always been. You know, pictures, all that. Like, you know, when she was younger, she would wear like mascara, a little bit of blush. So my mom had her makeup routine. It was 1 stick of lipstick. She put the lipstick on, and then boop, boop, and then there's the blush. It's just, that's it. That's all mom did. I don't even think she wore mascara then. So whenever we were teenagers and in my 20s, definitely wore a lot more makeup. So that's the other thing I do like about living in South Dakota, but I'll talk about that in a second. But so my mom has always been just more simple when it comes to makeup. But my dad is more like, he's a little bit more high maintenance.
He's high maintenance.
Which I appreciate. So I think it's different.
He's raised that way, though.
Yeah, no.
You dress up where you go.
Yeah, you always had to look nice no matter where you went. That's how
you
he
dress
was raised.
to impress, baby. You know.
Yes, so you never go out not looking good. So so the smells, I think that was definitely something that my dad enjoyed. That he would appreciate.
Yeah, I stepped up his game. Right. Yeah. He was A tier, and I put him up there in S tier.
Yeah. So that's the one thing that I like about being here too in a new state is, and I was kind of like this in the East Mountains because nobody knows you. So
yeah, that's true.
So you kind of could look how you look, and you don't really have to do much. And again, nobody knows you. So if they see you without makeup, they just assume that that's how you look. And for those listening and those watching, I went to school for cosmetology, and so you know, trying to wear makeup when you go to work, doing your hair, that's kind of a must for the most part. And I think like in my 20s, I remember like not even wanting to leave the house at all if I maybe didn't have makeup on. Yeah, and then something happened. I hit like 30, and then again moving to the East Mountains, it just made it a lot easier to be like, nobody knows me. So I would, like, most of the time go to the gym, mascara only, and maybe not even mascara. So that's kind of nice. That's a nice thing about being in a new state is, again, this is what I look like. This is what people see. And they don't expect me to always be fake eyelashes and makeup done, hair combed. And so not like it would really matter.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing better than finding a fake eyelash that you think is a spider in the shower.
Yeah,
right?
you've seen plenty of those. But I'm just saying that you can just kind of be a little bit more relaxed in a new place because you're not afraid about running into somebody. Because as Jared knows, throughout our whole marriage, I would wear makeup quite often, but the one day I wouldn't, for some reason, what would happen?
You would run into somebody that you knew.
Run into someone I knew. And not someone that I just met. It would be someone from the past. And I'd be like, dang it.
Somebody super important, super judgy.
Yeah, exactly. Super judgy. Exactly.
Super judgy judger is here and I didn't wear the makeup.
And that was every single time. So I kind of learned my lesson in the past. But here, again, I don't know nobody. So this is what you get.
Yeah.
But the other positive thing on health, too, earlier you were talking about, is you and I have both focused more on weight loss, too.
Absolutely.
So you and I have both lost some weight, which is good. I haven't really told anybody, but I'm down 30 plus pounds this year.
Me too.
Then there we go.
And the big key to this is we can now both go on the tube ride at Great Wolf Lodge without getting kicked off of it.
Yeah. Last time we exceeded
the weight. They wouldn't let us go on the ride.
They're like, you two are both too fat. And
you're both too fat. You get stuck in the tube.
Yeah, it was unfortunate because we wanted it to be like a sweet moment. You know, we could both sit on the inner tube together, and they're like, then they put you on a scale, and it's not even like a cute scale. It's like a horse scale, you know, or for elephants.
They put us on the display horse scale in front of everybody.
Everyone can see the number.
And then the number, it like flashed red, and it was like, these people will get stuck.
And then you had to just walk down.
The walk of shame.
Yeah. So anyways, now we can both get on it.
We can.
Now we have to go back sometime.
And we will.
We will.
We'll take a picture. We'll post it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We're going to be in bathing suits.
No, we're going to put it on our webpage.
Okay, we'll see.
Jared and Cora do not get kicked off of the Great Wolf Lodge spinny slide thingy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think the new year too, I know for a lot of people, weight loss is a big thing, and that's kind of their goal all the time. And I think for me, that's always been one of my goals. But we're talking about the gym, we're talking about all that stuff. I don't think that that's my goal this year. It is my goal, but it's not going to be anything that I'm going to write down, because that is something that I want to come natural for me. And like we're talking about going to the gym, I don't feel comfortable 100% sometimes going. And there's obviously other reasons for that besides not knowing people that I don't feel comfortable with. And that's just some of the medical stuff that I've also been going through that has been a little concerning for me. And so I don't always, I don't know what's going to happen, you know? So I've been trying to be careful until I get it all situated with the doctors and stuff. But I know once it starts to warm up, which we kind of know about more or less when it warms up here, since we were here spring, I already got stuff for outside. You know, that's the cool thing about this year too, is I feel like Jared was talking about making certain investments in ourselves. He's talking about his teeth and all that. And it's stuff that I feel like we could have done, but we just never have done it. And for me, I would say a few big purchases that I've made this year are ways that I've invested in my health that are, I guess, more money-based, that I feel are kind of necessary or would benefit me, especially being by myself, was a running vest. I bought a nice running vest, and it's a good one. I've wanted one for some time, and so I bought a really good running vest. I was able to use that for some time and get to try it out, and that worked amazing. The other thing is a hiking backpack, and I got again a one that I've never really seen before, and it's really easy. So the one thing about me is if it's too complicated, I just won't use it. So that's another thing we bought here at Shills. That and the other thing is gym shoes. So I think I got my first orthotics this year. That tells you how old we are, right? And so, like,
you used a coupon from the orthopedist.
No, it was from
the physical therapist.
But that's the cool part, though. Is like before, I would just pick things based off style, right? Like I had my last pair of shoes were like for the gym were like style. Saw them online. I'm gonna wear them, and I love them, and I still have them, and I still do wear them. But this year being here, all the shoes that I've invested in for the gym have not been for looks, but they've been for their purpose.
Utility.
Exactly. And so that's what I mean by spending money on things. Is it's just been, before, there's times where I'd maybe buy, like, oh, they're Adidas, I'll just buy them. But they weren't really anything that was going to benefit me because it wasn't you know, what I
They're
needed.
good purchases.
Yeah. So all the purchases that I've made to help with my health and get me going with things like venturing out and all that have been really good. And just recently I bought a pair of hiking boots, which I'm looking forward to those too.
Nice. Yeah.
I haven't tried them yet, but it's been a little muddy here, but I'm definitely going to put them to use this year. Well,
No, that's awesome.
next year, I guess, tomorrow.
You mentioned that, and so I was doing a little research here. I had to go back to our previous episodes because I think for our listeners, it would be really interesting to compare and contrast Cora's journey now from where she was. We had an episode that we put out, and it was called Finding Balance and Overcoming Obstacles, Fitness, Faith, and Community.
Yeah.
And so things have evolved, right?
Yeah.
Which is really cool because they don't always have to be the same. I'm totally in a season of change, and I'm like, this is going to be good for me. I don't have to keep doing the same things.
And we're talking about community too. So I was saying earlier, like, I really haven't made a lot of friends here, but at the church we've gone to so far, there's just been a small amount of people that we've gotten together with. And that has made just a big impact in our lives. Like, again, it's such a small portion of the church, but we've joined a group, and I just think that's made
been huge.
A huge difference. Because again, like, I haven't gotten together with any of the ladies, but we text each other. Some of the issues that I've been having, we've been praying for each other. I've been praying for them. They've been praying for me. And again, not really, I guess we're friends, but it's been just a church level so far. You know what I mean? But
Which
that has just been
totally great.
No, it's been really good. So again, I think that part has been good for me.
Yeah. The subtle encouragement from the gents has, and it's been very subtle. Like the guys aren't like, you should do this, right?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, let's, after, doing a study or something, hey, let's pray. What do you need prayer for? My big thing that I asked the guys to pray for me for, and I just shared with them, was I just wasn't doing super great in my personal biblical studies, right? And so I just been getting up at 4:00 and getting into the Word. It's been great, just consistently. And then getting my kids in front of the Word, and then we're all gathering now in front of the Word. That's been a big movement in our lives. I think has been super positive. And so your mom has been preaching this for years. And so we're now, and this was one of my goals being here is, and I do want to dovetail off to this subject, but having a place that we call home, and having a very specific time and place where we can get together in the Word. So we all have ESV study Bibles. We're able to jump into the text. What I like is our church has a Bible reading plan, so we follow that. I do that in the morning, and then I can rehash that at night with the family. And I'm like, man, that's the kind of thing that I've been dying to do for years.
Yeah. Well, and even some of the books that they introduce. So those who know me know I'm not a big reader. There's other reasons for that too, but I feel like anytime that there are self-improvement books, those are the best ones. Those are the ones I like. If there's a story plot to it, it's so hard for me to like remember it. But as far as like just getting like a good chunk of I don't even know what you'd call it, but just reading like a couple chapters or whatever we're assigned to read, it just has been has had a big impact on me, because I might not remember everything that I read, but I've been also trying to write things down, just the things that I know need to stick with me and that I need to remember, and writing them down in a book. And that's been something that's been really positive for me to do, is just to get that encouragement, And again, it's just a book.
Reinforcement.
Yeah, but everyone's reading the same book, everyone's on the same page. And so it's kind of nice too, because then we all are kind of, when we do get together, we're all talking about
really
the same
great.
thing. So I think that's been really good. And even
Very
just
healthy.
a lot of the books that the church offers, there's been a few that we have taken, that we have gotten that have been really good. So about family and just kind of how to work through some of the issues. And
A lot of really enriching things, I think.
Yeah.
And obviously family is never going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Kids are always going to make mistakes. We're working through the uniquenesses of each one of our kids. And so as part of that process, grace, right? The movement part that I'm thinking of for this year is the grace we've had to extend to each other. how we've come together to grow and how we've been able to nurture our marriage.
Yeah.
Man, it's been a monumental year, but it's been a fantastic year, right? I called it a glorious dumpster fire earlier as a joke, but it's been so challenging, so many things going off the rails. You know, we talked in a previous episode, and I have it up here for those who are curious. It was titled A Place Called Home, and it was actually October 6th when we published that one. And that was an episode about us trying to find a place that we're calling home.
Yeah.
And so it's been really great. So we're getting pretty close to the mark where we have to call it. So I got two things that I want to accomplish, and I'm going to tee them off to you. The first one is I want to talk a little bit about, not talk, but I want to ask you.
Okay.
So we've been in our home for a little bit of time now, and I got two questions for you. The first question is going to be, have you found a place that you call home? And the second one is, what are you looking forward to in 2026?
Okay. So as far as a place to call home, I think we mentioned it. Let's see. Was it another podcast that we talked about?
It was this one,
It
A
was.
Place
Okay.
Called Home,
Okay.
on October 6th.
Okay, that was it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think with that one, it was we just talked about all the different moves and all the things that didn't work out. And so for those of you who are hearing it for the first time, this is our third place. So first house we went to go buy that we looked before we moved here didn't work out. Big reason is it had structural issues. I'm trying to keep it simple. So we had to back out of that. And so we're there for 3 months. And then the last place was temporary anyways. It was a rental, but it was a brand new house. It fit our needs as far as space goes. The house was pretty big. So we didn't outgrow it or anything like that. But it didn't feel like home. To me, it definitely didn't. And so I know we were unsure about when to look for a house or if we should just wait till the lease was up. And that was the hard part, right? Because I think originally we thought we're going to stay the whole lease. We'll stay here for 12 months. And then once that's done, then we'll move on. Then we'll look for something different. But it's not always about our plan. You know, obviously God had a bigger plan for us. And I do believe that we are exactly where we need to be. And what's kind of interesting is I think there's a lot of areas that we kind of looked at, kept coming back to. And for some reason, it felt like when we found this place, it just felt easy as far as making a decision and it feeling right and like a good option.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about it, for me personally, is I think, again, it's not about having a big house, but for me, it's about having a place that you're not going to outgrow, right? We don't technically think, well, I shouldn't say technically, we don't think we're going to have any more kids. And so we're not going to grow it as far as a family goes. Like, we're not going to bring in any more children or have any more kids. So we're not going to outgrow it. But as far as like us being able to do the podcast here and me being able to do my crafts and able to host church families too, because that's the other thing is we do plan on having people here, even if we don't plan on bringing more people in the house. We do plan on having family and church people come here. And I feel like as far as that goes, the house is perfect. It has 2 living areas, 5 bedrooms, this extra bedroom, which is a room that we're going to be using for the podcast. So technically 6, but, and then the right amount of garages. Like, I know you wanted one more.
Yeah.
Because you're just a 4-car garage kind of guy. But
6, but it's okay.
Oh my gosh. So he said someday. So I just think that having the 3-car garage and as big as they are too, because we could definitely fit our cars in and it's very comfortable. We can store our stuff, and the house just seems perfect as far as what we need. You know, the yard is big enough, because that's the other thing is we moved from 13 acres. So that was really, really hard to go from 13 acres to.
Yeah, that was tough.
You know, so finding this property, the yard is really big. The neighborhood is pretty busy, but I think that's great because I love seeing people walk around, exercise, walk their dogs. all the things that I guess we just didn't see anymore, living out in the mountains. Like we would see 2 cars maybe once in a while, because we technically had one neighbor, and the other neighbor had passed away, and now that neighbor has passed away too. So it was only us now on the block in our last neighborhood. So I have to say that I definitely feel like this place is home. I like where it's at, especially if I think about where I like to go to around town. Like everything to me feels pretty easy, and it's not like we're down in the city or close to downtown or anything like that. But I feel like we're just in a really good area that's not too busy with businesses. There's a lot of schools out here, a lot of kids, so that's a good thing. And things that I'm looking forward to in 2026. I have a few different ideas of new hobbies that I want to do. So I'm really looking forward to that in 2026. I'm looking forward to getting to know the word more, getting to get involved more in church. So that's the other thing is I've done music a lot in churches that we've gone to, and it's been a long time since I've done that. And so that's kind of something that I'm kind of seeing if God leads me to do.
Great.
I'm trying not to push that. I'm trying to just kind of see, if that just what God wants. But I've done that a lot, and I do enjoy that part of church. And so getting to know more people in church too is something that I'm looking forward to in 2026, getting to know more people in the city. Also, as I've talked to Jared personally about, there are homeless people in this city as well. Obviously all cities, but Albuquerque has a really, really big homeless problem. And coming to Sioux Falls and seeing the homeless problem here is a lot different because they get really cold here. And so they're, I guess some of them could even, die in the cold, I guess, because it gets in the negatives here. And so there's just a different issue. I should say not a different issue, but their problems are slightly different.
Different problems.
Yeah,
for sure.
slightly different problems. And I've seen a big difference in the homeless here in Sioux Falls and the homeless in Albuquerque, because Jared and I worked with the homeless, and I worked with the homeless for 5 years in Albuquerque, which I think we'll get into in another episode, because I could think of one talking about that. But I do want to get involved in some way in 2026 with the homeless, and already have made some attempts at that.
Yeah.
But I know I'll do more. It's just more on figuring out what is a good path to kind of get involved with helping out people. And I really should say it's not just homeless; it's helping out people in general.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of big needs here. There's a lot of parents that work here, so there's a lot of kids that I think maybe don't get enough time, I guess. We're talking about just different things that I would like to help with, different organizations, maybe involving kids and homeless. So I think there's a lot that I'm looking forward to in 2026. I really, gosh,
Me too.
I don't
Me
think
too.
we have that long, because if you kept me here, I could probably come up with way more things. But I think those are some of the basic things. And then the kids and seeing how they grow with the school and new schools. Actually, I think this coming up year, 2 kids will be in 2 different schools.
That's true.
So, I mean,
It's a big leap.
yeah. So, and then
It'll be
the
a
other
lot
one
of
will be
change.
a senior. So,
Yep.
yeah. So senior and then 2 different schools. So
Man.
it's definitely going to be challenging, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what Sioux Falls has to offer and what I also have to offer this city. So yeah, those are just some of mine.
No, that's great.
I think I just rambled at the end, but you know what I mean.
No, I think that you mentioned a lot of things that I would agree with.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to ask me that question, I would say pretty much everything you just mentioned.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would say on top of that is I'm gonna step up my game with the digital content.
Yeah.
I think the digital content to build God's kingdom is where my heart's at. Engaging the culture. So I'm really looking at creating digital content that really helps faith and culture and media all meet at that intersection. And so I'm super excited about that. I got my first YouTube video out there. Check it out. It's called Strangle Stranger Things. And it really has to deal with the controversy of folks watching things like Stranger Things. When I say folks, Christians, and being more scrupulous with how we spend our time and what we allow into our ear gate, eye gate, and heart. And so, yeah, that's kind of my big thing is I've been silent for quite a bit of time. And when I say silent, a lot of things have happened in my life where I just kind of hush down, and I'm super ready to talk about it.
Yeah.
And God has given me this ability to want to share and to bring people into my story. And I'm like, man, what a great time. 2026, totally going to be that.
Yeah.
So I'm absolutely looking forward to it.
Yeah. And that's the one thing that I guess that's hard for me, because you're talking about making content and sharing stuff. And I told Jared this before, but I recently was listening to a book, and the guy he was a famous sitcom actor, mainly in the 90s. And in the book, he said something, because somebody asked him a question, and it was, if he watches his episodes, like, what do you think of your episodes? And when this guy gave his example, it reminded me of myself, because this is exactly how I am when it comes to making content or anything like that. Is his answer, though, to does he watch his episodes after? He said no, he doesn't watch them. And they were really surprised and like, well, why? Why wouldn't you watch your episodes? And I told Jared this before. I even told him that I'm like this, where he would ask me, we'd do a podcast, he'd be like, did you listen to it? And I say no. And I think for him, that's kind of weird. Like, why wouldn't you listen to what you put out there? But I don't want to hear myself. Like, I don't want to see myself. There's something about, this is exactly what he said. And this is exactly, again, how I am, is you find all the negatives. Oh, I should have done that different. I should have done this different. And so I thought that I was kind of like the only person who thought that way. And I kind of want to know if anyone in the comments wants to put, like, if you've ever felt that way, where instead of just being proud of what you did, like that was a great video, or that was good content, or, I sang amazing in that video, or whatever it was, like I did a good job and I just put that up there. You tend to kind of look at things and say, oh man, I would have done that different. I wouldn't have said that. I would have moved this way. I would have done that. And so then it's really it doesn't feel comfortable to watch yourself again, to hear yourself again.
Sure. Some people struggle with that.
Yeah. And so for me, that's a big thing. If you've ever seen a video of me online, most likely I have not watched it. I've posted it and didn't want to see it again.
We'll keep it that way.
Yeah. Well,
I will not share the links with you.
Okay. Anyways, that's one thing that I want to work on, though. But again, I didn't realize that was an issue that a lot of people had. I have heard of people not liking the sound of their voice, which again, I've had that issue before, but I just didn't realize that even someone that famous, that everyone's like, wow, this person is so funny. Like, he's so funny, to say, yeah, I don't like to watch myself. 'Cause I'm always...
Some people just don't have the stomach for it, and I think it's okay. For me, I think being able to look at things that you can improve on, it's all okay.
Yeah, see, that's great. See, for me, it is looking at things you can improve on, but it's like picking apart what you would have done, what you could have done, versus thinking, next time I'm going to do that better. You just think of, dang it, I should have done it good that time. So, and that's been my issue in the past too, with even... other jobs that I've had. It's just picking yourself apart. So no matter what you do, you're just gonna pick this, and that.
I'm not.
I know you're great when it comes to that, but for me,
the Lord has fearfully and made me wonderful.
Oh, I guess He has, huh?
I butchered that a little bit, but you know what I'm saying.
You did,
right?
You did. But it's okay.
I have been fearfully and wonderfully made.
Yeah, that's just the way that I was made, is to kind of try to reach for perfection with certain little things that probably we'll see
what we can do in 2026.
Don't need perfection.
Yeah. Well,
but it's just what I put on myself. So
totally fair.
Yeah.
Well, Cora, we
you call me Cora.
Well, Cora. Well, Cora.
It's past his bedtime.
I was saying two things at the same time.
Closing and Cora.
Nope.
Oh,
I was
man.
saying Cora and clock.
Oh,
So,
gosh.
well, Cora, we have clocked in 100, no, not 100, an hour and 4 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's a long time.
So this is a long form episode, which was fantastic.
It is.
It was the way that I think we should wrap up 2025.
So I'm doing journaling. I put the wrong date too, so I had to scrap that.
I'm ready,
again.
baby.
So, yeah,
I'm ready. I'm already getting dates wrong.
Yeah.
I've probably been signing paperwork all day incorrect.
2026 would be great, but I put 2025, so then I had to redo the whole thing.
Totally
so,
fair.
Yeah.
I'm not even faulting myself for that. I don't really care. It's
Yeah.
2025.
Yes.
I survived.
One day.
I thrived.
Yep.
Right. We talk about moves to movements and the year that shaped us. And I think that this was the year. I'm looking forward to how this sets the firm foundation for what is to come. I think that what you mentioned, tons of ministry opportunities, tons of opportunity to honor and glorify the Lord's name, tons of opportunity to grow as friends, as family, as community.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be pumping out some more content with you. I think you've done a phenomenal job today. I love the fact that you and I are doing this together in our home, the place that we're calling home. For me, I didn't have to answer the question of if I think this is home, because whatever you deem to be home is my home.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I can fit a minimum of 3 cars in the garage and you're happy with the home, it's home.
And a closet full of perfume.
And a closet for, it's parfum.
Parfum.
It sounds more masculine.
Okay.
It's not cologne, it's parfum, right?
Yeah.
But yes, and a closet full of parfum.
You're working your way there.
One of my most amazing things. So for 2025, let's close out.
Okay.
What a fantastic year.
Yeah.
Cora, you are the best co-host I've ever had.
He's barely getting started, so he's probably going to have more people on his show. This is just...
You're still the best co-host
that
I've ever had.
I appreciate that.
You are welcome. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We aim to help others live a dedicated, devoted life to Jesus Christ. If you want to come alongside us in partnership, please check out DedicatedDevoted.com and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are not posting an episode every week. We are getting more and more digital content out. We are ending 2025 on a high note with allowing God to change us in our lives and in our hearts. I cannot wait to see what 2026 has to offer. For all of our listeners out there, thank you for being part of this. God bless, and we'll see you next time in 2026.
Sounds good.